All right, guys, these are all the prototypes in the middle of the original series where we're working on it. Far right, this is the last one. This is the final prototype. And the only thing we did was move the reel seat up. So it's up to 26.5 inches. So you're gonna get more boosting power and a little bit more oomph when you cast. After 4 prototypes, we were able to finish a 13.3 and a 14.2 surf rod, and it was highlighted at this year's product show, Alamana Hotel, and it was hosted by the Azul brothers, and it was met with great success. A lot of the shops have just started carrying them. J. Hara's, Brian's Fishing Supply, there's some others out there, Roy's Fishing Supply. They started carrying it and they have all sold out. So in each rod, you're gonna get a padded, this is a beautifully thick padded case to go with each rod you get. Just remember to put the sections the way you took it out of the case, and I'll show you the reason why. You're gonna see that in the middle is the largest section, and on the top, the smallest section, and in the middle, on the bottom, the middle section. Now, when you put this back in, make sure that the smallest width on the top is for the butt section of the rod, because that's thick, but it has no guides on it. The middle section, which has all the very large Fuji guides, goes in the middle because you need that space. Otherwise, you might do some damage to those guides. And on the medium section here on the bottom goes the tip. So that's the way you put it back in. One of the things I asked to put inside was a integrated weight system. So you unscrew this. Now, even before you use it, make sure that it's screwed in all the way and it's tightened, because you don't want to lose this. You don't want the vibrations to make it come off. So what this is, it's a weight casting system. So we have it right here. This is your weight plug at the bottom, all right? So that separates there. Same as the middle one. So you're gonna have 3 configurations. 1 is with nothing here, so there's no weight. 2 is just up to this part here. 3 is with all 3. I prefer all 3. And the reason being is back in the day, we used to fill the butts with quarters, and as soon as we had enough quarters in there, the glass guy would glass it in, so we have to feel the weight. And the reason why you do that is because when you were casting your rod, you don't want to crash it, which means that if you're throwing out as hard as you can, right? And if you don't have a counterbalance weight here, what's going to happen? Boom, the tip's going to come down to the ground and crack. So but you don't want this too heavy. So with this system here, you can vary your the weight that you're going to use. So this was one of the things I wanted. So why 3 pieces rather than 2 or a 30-70 split? Well, 30-70 split, you know how long that 70 split section is going to be? It's going to be very long. I prefer going with the 3-piece because it makes it compact, especially here in urban areas like in Honolulu, Hawaii, or you can be down in the Miami area, LA. Carrying a 3-piecer is better, and it will fit in whatever car you have, and it's going to be a very compact system. But when it's all put together, the furrows are made where it's going to hold, and if you have a problem with it, there is a limited limited lifetime warranty. Now that's going to cover the natural usage of the rod. So as long as you don't do something stupid like drop it, crack it, whatever, and you just have to pay for it to have it shipped back. The shipping costs, they were repaired. Now that warranty does not cover commercial usage or alterations that are made on it, but if you just want to pay for the shipping, you can send it back. So that makes sure that you register your rod as soon as you get it, because the limited lifetime warranty is something you normally don't get. So a lot of rod companies go 3 to 5 years. This is the lifetime of the rod. Now this is made out of 30-ton carbon, and it's going to have a Fuji reel seat. All right, this is going to have Fuji's right here, 3-legged deep press low rider guides. Now, what is that going to mean? That is the heart of what I wanted. Now, that's basically going to be long casting guides. Okay, Fuji is a very good company that makes some of the best guides around. And what that does is it's going to straighten the rod. Now, the rod is S-class, meaning for spinners. But there's some companies out there that will say, okay, even though they're rated for spinners, you can use them for conventionals. There's only certain ways you can do that, because when you affix the rod to either be spinner or conventional, that depends on the backbone, where the spline or the spine is in the rod. So you have to build your guides according to that. Now, with long casting guides like this one is, what's going to happen is that it's spread out over such a larger area, and it straightens the rod so much that you can actually use this rod for conventional use as well as spinner. Now, it is rated as S, but we can use this as conventional too. Other companies have been doing that. Daiwa made their ballistic, and you can either use it for spinner, conventional. Some shops will actually turn around and tell the customers, because it's simply just to say, oh, it's multi-spline or multi-spine, meaning they'll go both ways. That's not quite the correct technology, that type of word you want to use for it. There's no such thing as a multi-spline or spine blank, because that means you're going to have two spines. You cannot have that. It's only going to be one. But you can have your long casting guides to match up with the rod to straighten it, so you can use both. Now, the guides have Fuji Elconite inserts. These are very hard, so these will last you a long time. It's the top type of insert you would have for these type of guides. You're also going to have non-slip, it looks like X-Flock, doesn't it? But non-slip grips here above and below the reel seat. So when your hands are wet or covered with baseline, you're going to know that you're going to still have a firm grip on this. To get a rear grip, for those that like to put their hand here when they're casting, this is an ergonomic EVA tapered power grip. So when you hold on to this will really give you that extra oomph you need to whiplash that bait out. Okay, both the 13 and 14 footer, the rear grip here is 26.5 inches. Forward grip is 5.5 inches. Handle style, this is known as A style, handle style. All right, on the 14 footer like this is, you're gonna have 6+1 guides. On the 13 footer, you're gonna have 5+1 guides. And the line weight, the recommended line weight will be 20 to 50 pound test line. All right. All right, lure weight. I'm not that good in metric, but lure weight is 120 to 250 grams. So if you convert that to American system, that's going to be 4.2 ounces to 8.8 ounces. So that's a pretty good range. Now, when I use this, when I go out with the 13 foot, I usually like to use either 3 to 4 ounce, and I'll go up to 5 to 6 ounce for the 14 footer, but that's just me. The rod weight, this is the 14. The 14 is unusually light. It's 20.6 ounces. That's unusually light. The 13 footer is only 18.8, and they both have rod ratings of extra heavy. And because at the final show, we made one final modification, which was to move the seat up by another 3 3/4 inches. So what that did is going to give you more boosting power, and it's also going to straighten your upper section for the bigger hits. Okay, on the website, one of the things that was not mentioned even in the final version, through the prototypes that they were sending me, I was either saying I like this or I don't like this, and if I don't like it, please change it. One of the things that was changed is this is the middle section right here. So, you know, this ferrule goes into the first section here. But see this? That is a rough section over here. Now, if your hands is covered with bait or it has slime on it, if you were to try to slip this off or on, it'd be kind of hard to get a firm grip, but this is almost like a sandpaper-like feel. This is what we had changed because we tried different kind of configurations. We used spirals and other things, but I prefer just the simplest thing, which is this, just a nice grip section. So it's not on the website or anything, but take a look. Each section, now this is the second section. The third section, see, this is the ferrule that goes in, also has that. This is one of the things that I asked to be put in, and they did some spirals and did some other things, but I prefer this. So because I am a perfectionist, I'm very picky. If I'm gonna have myself associated with the rod, this is what I wanted, and this is great. Now, even though this was designed for Hawaii, we put in attributes into the rod which will accommodate any type of angler. If you're up on the East Coast, you can go for your drums down to Texas. You can also go for your drums and jacks down there, as well as the stripers. You can head to California, anywhere. You can do your Asia trips, your Australian trips. This will handle, okay? I'm not the only tester for this, even though it was my foresight to do something like this. This was tested around the world. A lot of anglers tried this and everybody gave it a thumbs up. So give it a try. I mean, for the price, this is way cheaper than what some of the other companies are offering out there. Plus, you're gonna get the free rod wrap, which is really nice. So keep this in mind. I'm gonna be giving the new one a try. I've been using the prototypes all this time, and I knew already the prototypes wouldn't match up to the new ones, and the company first sent off what they had to the retailers, because that's the way it works, especially during this pandemic time. Got to make sure that the guys that represent our company are out there and they're fully stocked. So all the stores had them even before me, but that's okay because I had the prototypes to work with. But now I get the real deal, and I'm very happy with it. I'm sure you would be too, because these are great rods. Thanks.